You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and instead of feeling light and ready for the day, there's this sluggishness, this uncomfortable heaviness that just won't go away. Maybe you've tried drinking more water, moving around a little extra, even those over-the-counter remedies that promise relief, but nothing seems to work long-term. And let's be honest, it's frustrating. You just want to feel like yourself again, comfortable, energized, and free to enjoy your days without this constant nagging issue. Well, what if I told you the solution might be simpler than you think? In fact, it could be sitting right in your fridge or pantry. Because after 60, your digestive system changes, it's natural. But that doesn't mean you have to accept discomfort as just another part of aging. No way. Today, we're talking about 5 everyday foods that can help reset your digestion, ease constipation, and get things moving smoothly again, naturally. No harsh pills, no complicated routines. Just real, delicious foods that you might already love, or maybe ones you've been overlooking. Now, before we dive in, let's talk about why this happens as we get older. It's not just about slowing down. Muscle tone in the digestive tract changes. Hydration needs shift. Even the medications many of us take can play a role. But here's the good news, food is powerful medicine. The right choices can hydrate, nourish, and gently stimulate your system without any side effects. And the best part? These aren't weird, hard to find ingredients. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and yes, actually enjoyable to eat. So let's start with the first superstar on our list, prunes. Now, I know what you might be thinking, oh, those old-fashioned things. But hear me out. Prunes aren't just your grandmother's remedy anymore. Science backs them up. They're packed with soluble fiber, which acts like a sponge in your gut, soaking up water to soften things up. But they also contain sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that gently encourages movement. And here's a tip, don't just eat them plain. Try soaking a handful in warm water before bed, like a little nighttime tea, and eat them in the morning. Or chop them up and mix them into oatmeal or yogurt. The key is consistency. Just a few a day can make a real difference. Now, the second food might surprise you because it's not usually the first thing people think of for digestion, chia seeds. Tiny but mighty, these little seeds are fiber powerhouses. Just 2 tablespoons give you nearly half your daily fiber needs. But here's the trick, they must be soaked. Dry chia seeds can actually make things worse by absorbing water inside your body. Instead, stir them into almond milk, let them sit for 10 minutes until they form a pudding-like gel, and then add some fruit or honey. It's a gentle, effective way to keep everything moving smoothly. Plus, they're packed with omega-3s for your brain and heart, bonus. Now, you might be wondering, how soon will I notice a change? For some people, it's within a day or 2. For others, it takes a week of consistently including these foods. But here's what I've heard from so many viewers, once they find the right combination for their body, it's like flipping a switch. No more straining, no more bloating, just relief. And the best part? These aren't quick fixes. They're habits that support your health long term. So let's keep going, because the next 3 foods are just as simple, and maybe even more delicious. One of them is a humble vegetable you probably already have in your kitchen, but you're not eating it the right way for maximum benefit. Another is a creamy, comforting food that most people don't realize is a digestion hero. And the last one? It's so easy, you'll wonder why you haven't been doing it all along. But before we get to those, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried prunes or chia seeds before? Did they help? Or maybe you found another trick that works for you. Drop a comment below, your experience could help someone else. And if you're ready for the next 3 foods that can transform your digestion after 60, let's keep going. You know, sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones we overlook because they're too ordinary. We think, that couldn't possibly make a difference, until we try it consistently and realize, oh, this actually works. That's how a lot of people feel about our next digestion-friendly food. It's something you've probably eaten 1,000 times, but when prepared the right way, it becomes a total game changer for your gut. I'm talking about sweet potatoes. Now, I can already see some of you nodding. Yes, you've heard they're healthy. But here's the thing, most people eat them wrong for maximum digestive benefits. See, when you bake a sweet potato and eat it cooled, maybe even leftover from last night's dinner, something magical happens. The starches in it transform into resistant starch, a type of fiber that feeds the good bacteria in your gut. These bacteria then produce short-chain fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and keep your digestive tract moving smoothly. So next time you make sweet potatoes, try this, bake a few extras, let them cool completely, and enjoy them with a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of salt. They're delicious, satisfying, and your gut will thank you. Now, our fourth food is one that surprises a lot of people because it's often misunderstood: yogurt. But not just any yogurt, we're talking about plain, unsweetened yogurt with live, active cultures. Those little probiotics are like sending in a cleanup crew for your digestive system. They help break down food, absorb nutrients, and keep everything moving along. But here's where people go wrong. They buy the flavored yogurts loaded with sugar, which can actually feed the bad bacteria and make bloating worse. Instead, go for plain Greek or Icelandic yogurt, higher in protein, lower in sugar, and add your own toppings like a handful of berries or a teaspoon of honey. If dairy doesn't agree with you, coconut or almond milk yogurt with live cultures works too. The key is consistency. A small serving every day does more good than a giant portion once in a while. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I've tried yogurt before and didn't notice much difference. And that's totally fair, because here's the secret. Probiotics work best when paired with prebiotics, the fiber that feeds them. That's why combining yogurt with chia seeds, sweet potatoes, or prunes makes the effect even stronger. It's all about teamwork in your gut. And speaking of teamwork, let's talk about hydration for a second, because no matter how much fiber or probiotics you get, if you're not drinking enough water, things won't move as they should. But here's the twist, plain water isn't always the most effective hydrator for seniors. As we age, our bodies don't hold onto fluids as well, and electrolytes, like potassium and sodium, get lost more easily. That's why I recommend adding a pinch of Himalayan salt or a splash of coconut water to your glass. It helps your cells actually absorb the water instead of just flushing it straight through. Now, we've covered 4 foods so far: prunes, chia seeds, sweet potatoes, and yogurt, each playing a unique role in keeping your digestion smooth and comfortable. But our 5th and final food is perhaps the easiest of all to add to your daily routine. In fact, you might already have it in your kitchen right now. It's not exotic or expensive, but when used the right way, it can make a huge difference in how you feel every single day. But before we get to that, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried sweet potatoes or yogurt for digestion? Did cooling them or choosing plain make a difference for you? Or maybe you found another trick that helps. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your tips might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you're ready for the last, and possibly simplest, digestion-boosting food, let's keep going. You've made it this far, and I want you to take a moment to think about how incredible your body really is. Even after 60, 70, or beyond, it's still responding, still listening, to what you feed it. That's why this 5th and final food is so special. It's not some expensive supplement or hard-to-find ingredient. It's something so simple, so humble, that most of us walk right past it in the grocery store without a second thought. But when you start using it intentionally, that's when the magic happens. The superstar I'm talking about is flax seeds. Now, you might have heard of them before, but here's what most people don't realize. Flax seeds are like little scrub brushes for your digestive tract, but gentle ones. They're packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber, which means they do double duty. The soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance that soothes your gut, while the insoluble fiber adds bulk to help move things along. But, and this is crucial, you must grind them. Whole flax seeds can pass right through you undigested, but ground flax seeds release all that wonderful fiber and healthy fats. Just 1 tablespoon a day, mixed into oatmeal, yogurt, or even a smoothie, can make a noticeable difference in just a few days. Now, here's a pro tip. Buy whole flax seeds and grind them yourself in a small coffee grinder, or buy pre-ground, but keep them in the fridge so they don't go rancid. Freshly ground flax seeds have a slightly nutty, almost buttery flavor that's really pleasant. And if you're feeling adventurous, try making a simple digestion pudding by mixing ground flax seeds with chia seeds, a bit of yogurt, and some almond milk. Let it sit overnight, and in the morning, you've got a powerhouse breakfast that'll keep you regular and satisfied for hours. So let's recap our 5 digestion heroes. 1. Prunes, the classic for a reason, packed with fiber and natural sorbitol. 2. Chia seeds, tiny but mighty, especially when soaked. 3. Sweet potatoes, even better when cooled to boost resistant starch. 4. Yogurt, plain and probiotic rich to support gut bacteria. 5. Flax seeds, ground fresh for maximum benefits. But here's the thing, knowing these foods is one thing. Making them work for you is another. So let's talk about how to actually incorporate them into your daily life without feeling overwhelmed. You don't need to eat all 5 every single day, though you certainly can. Start with 1 or 2 that appeal to you most. Maybe it's adding ground flax seeds to your morning cereal and having a small serving of yogurt as an afternoon snack. Or perhaps soaking chia seeds overnight for a ready-to-go breakfast. The key is consistency, not perfection. And remember, your body is unique. Maybe prunes work wonders for your neighbor but make you feel too gassy. That's okay. Try figs or pears instead. The goal isn't to follow rigid rules, it's to discover what makes your body feel its best. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 foods are you most excited to try? Or maybe you've already found your perfect digestion-friendly combo. Share your experiences in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else to finally find relief. And if this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Every click helps us reach more wonderful people like you who deserve to feel their best at any age. Here's to happy digestion, more energy, and enjoying every day to the fullest. Remember, small changes do add up. Your body's been with you through decades of life. Now it's time to give it the love and care it deserves. You've got this.